Yeah. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And I even think that her perspective of God wants us to sacrifice isn't necessarily the right thing either. But I do think it is a very interesting perspective that Caleb says, which is basically handle your finances now, and then you can give more to the church later. The problem with that is that that's not a biblical principle. Just generosity for generosity's sake is not necessarily biblical. I believe in a biblical tithe in what we see from the Old Testament, what we see from the New Testament when it comes to generosity. And when you have these principles, when you have these things that are just built into the faith that you have, it becomes a discipline, and it becomes a principle that you live by. And it's not about giving more later. It's not about being more generous later. It's about being faithful with what you have now. And I really appreciate this guest saying, amen, this is a conviction I'm really not going to budge on, because she recognizes that there is value in maintaining and establishing a discipline in her giving that is maybe not necessarily going to be a large number over the course of time if she were to, get her, take a more traditional kind of way of approaching her finances. But what she's saying is, hey man, I have this conviction and I have this belief that this is something that God calls me to, and I'm going to do it. And I think that's cool. She even talks about tithing on, the return when she crashed her car. And I think that's just an amazing thing. I think that God does call us to generosity and faithfulness and stewardship in our tithes. I firmly believe that God will do more with your 90% than he will do with your 100%. I firmly believe that those principles and those kind of teachings are true. As a matter of fact, you can go and watch a message I did on this channel coming out of Malachi chapter 3 on giving. And basically what I said there was that you can either rob God or, you can give to God what he is, what he's owed. And truly that's everything. God really does bring those things in, for us as resources to steward. And I'm just really proud of this guest, that she would hold to that conviction, hold to that discipline of giving and of tithing. And so let me know what you think in this. What are your thoughts on tithing? What are your thoughts on this guest? Do you think that we should be more financially stable before we start giving? Obviously, I think that there are seasons and moments, especially if things are drastic, where the Lord understands. But I do think if you have the means, like she clearly is able to do, that he's talking about, hey, you could do a lot more if you would just do this. And I don't really think that that's the heart of what it's about. It kind of speaks to Caleb only seeing things from a certain perspective and not really understanding convictions and disciplines very well. So let me know what you think in the comments. Can't wait to see you in the next video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Can't wait to hear from you. See you in the next one.